I'm Nick Puzo with Multiplex. This is our FreshBlender self-serve smoothie machine, and we're going to go over connecting the unit to Wi-Fi, or some troubles that people may have had connecting the unit to Wi-Fi, and how to correctly connect it to Wi-Fi. First of all, once you have the machine installed, you have a Wi-Fi source accessible in the store. You'll want to do your three-corner touch. You're going to log in as either a manager, or if you're a service person, log in with your service password. Once you're in the manager or service home screen, you can go down to the network button, and we're going to do Wi-Fi. It can also be connected either through an Ethernet cable directly to a network. That connection is currently behind the screen. We will have some machines that are starting to come out with the Ethernet connection on the very back of the machine. But for this instance, we're going to connect it to the Wi-Fi. Select Wi-Fi, and it brings up your Wi-Fi screen. You have a lot of information here. You don't need to mess with any of the IP address, the net mask, default gateway, or the DNS unless you have some sort of special setup. If that's the case, then you'll need to get your IT department involved. But for generally connecting the machine to Wi-Fi, it's as easy as using your cell phone or your computer. But you'll notice right now in the very center of the screen, it says connected to SSID off/any. That means currently it's not connected to anything. And what we want to do is, once we do all this, we'll come back and verify that that has changed to the correct SSID. You also want to make sure that enable Wi-Fi is on. If enable Wi-Fi is off, you won't see any of that on the screen. So obviously if Wi-Fi is not on, toggle it on. You'll gain all these selections on the screen. You'll want to go to scan and select. Then once this comes up, it kind of blacks the screen out slightly. You're going to touch scan. That's going to scan for all the Wi-Fi sources that are available close to the machine. You're going to select the source that you obviously want to keep the machine connected to. If this is an install situation where maybe Wi-Fi isn't currently available at the location, or the store is still under construction, you can use your phone. You can hotspot to it temporarily just to get the machine on Wi-Fi if you were having to do any updates or register the machine. Your Wi-Fi selections will come up in this little screen. You'll have an up and down arrow to scroll through if there's a lot of sources in the area. We're going to select our source here at this location. You'll notice that the select SSID field has changed to the selection that you made. Now you'll need to enter the password for the Wi-Fi. Touch on the password field. Brings up a keyboard, a little virtual keyboard here. We're going to enter the password for our SSID locally. You can change the keyboard by pressing Shift to make it upper or lowercase letters. And there's also a character button that changes the characters to what you might be able to, what you would need to enter real long or complicated passwords. The password field now has some hidden characters in it. It means you entered a password. If you're sure the password and everything else looks correct, hit connect. It'll take you back to the home screen. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to verify that this actually connected for us. So what you do is you go to network, Wi-Fi, then what you want to see here is connected to SSID and the name of the SSID you chose, which is eSource in this case. So currently it doesn't look like it connected correctly, so we're going to double check maybe that we entered the password incorrect, and then try to connect again. Once you've double checked your password, go ahead and hit connect again. And then to verify, once you're back at the manager's home screen, touch network, Wi-Fi, and what you want to see is connected to SSID and the name of the SSID that you chose, right here in the center in the white lettering. And once you have it connected and it's verified, you can back all the way out. You can now perform updates or register if you need to, but that's how you correctly connect to a Wi-Fi source.